So welcome to today's video. The previous videos we've looked at what research is all about and then what you need to know about research ethics. So you can look into the playlist, the Research Academia playlist, and then you get these two videos in there. For this particular video, we are going to look at how to cite whilst you are writing your thesis. Okay, and in our previous video, we mentioned 3 referencing tools that could help you to do this automatically. We mentioned the Mendeley referencing tool, Endnote referencing tool, and then the Zotero referencing tool. For this particular video, we are just going to use just 2, Mendeley and Endnote. We will take a different time and then we will work on the Zotero referencing tool. So before we start, we get into everything, you need to download these referencing tools, their websites. So it's very simple. You go to your browser and then you search for Mendeley download or Endnote download. It will take you to their website and then you download the appropriate version for your computer. Once you are done with this, follow the processes you install on your computer. Okay, so once you are done, the next step to continue with all your citation is to then link it or integrate it into your Word documents. I'm hoping that you have downloaded the software, so you can pause this video, go onto your website, your browser, and then download. Okay, download the software and install. Once you are done, you come back to this video and then we go on to how to cite with Mendeley and Endnote. We are going to start with Mendeley because that's the most common we use in on our campuses. Okay, so we are going to use Mendeley, but then before that, we are going to use a particular example. Okay, a topic on malaria. And then we would have to then download papers, right? Manuscripts, books, journals, okay? And we are going to use that to help us understand the citation process, all right? That is also very simple. So with that, you go onto your browser. The most common search engine for journals is the Google Scholar. All right, so you go on to Google Scholar. You can use PubMed, you can use Elsevier, Cyval, Scopus, you can use Web of Science, you can use a lot of these, right? But then the basic or primary ones campuses use is the Google Scholar. So you go on to Google Scholar and let's say you are working on malaria, any topic on malaria. So you say probably malaria in Ghana. Alright, so economic burden, transfusion, malaria prevalence. So let's just go with this for now. Alright, so this gives you the paper, right? You download it. You can rename it, so Walter malaria paper. So I'm just saving it to my downloads. So I have this paper. The next thing to do is, once I have downloaded or installed my Mendeley, I come in here, I go to my paper, my Volta paper, here it is, and then I drag and drop. So once I refresh, I should see my paper. So here is the paper. Okay, so here is the paper. We are good to go for Mendeley. You have your paper in here. You can edit the paper here. You can see that there is no year for this particular paper you've downloaded, but then on our Google Scholar we can see that the year is 2008. Okay, So what we do is we go into Mendeley, we click on it, and then we add the year 2008. If you have questions or comments or concerns about your authors as well, you go in there, you check, you do your copy and paste, and then you are done. So once done, you close it, and then you have it here already. Okay. The one thing too about Mendeley, you can equally create groups, you can create collections, as you can see for my Mendeley accounts. I have a number of them. Okay, so I have one for malaria and COVID, right? So what I will do is, for this paper that I've downloaded, I'll drag and drop it into the collection, my malaria collection. So once I come here, I see it here. Okay, you can create as many collections or groups as you want. Okay, and then you can work with that. So this is the way to download your papers, all right, for Mendeley specifically. So this is what you can do. All right, once you are done, you go to citing in Endnote, and that has a different twist to it. So basically you can add references to Mendeley manually, as I have done. Okay, so once you are done, you then have to get into your citation properly. And so we have an example we'll be using. Okay, so we'll be citing with Mendeley, and then the paper we'll be using, or the topic you'll be using, is factors influencing delayed malaria diagnosis among children under 5 years in Kumasi, Ghana. Okay, so this is our topic, and I have drafted something down. I haven't added any citation whatsoever. And so this particular introduction is what I'm going to take you through in our next video, which will be on just the introduction aspect of your research. All right, and so without getting into the details of this introduction section, we have our papers downloaded, we've read through them, we know the information we want from these papers, right? For our introduction, for our methodology, for all these sections of our thesis, we've read the papers and we've jotted down the components we will need from each paper. Alright, so let's say we've had these from the papers we've downloaded, okay, and then we would have to cite. You know the importance of citation, because you have to cite, and then you've started writing your thesis. What you have to do is to use your referencing tool. Okay, so you've jotted down your information, you want to then cite. All right, plagiarism is such that you are not copying point by point, word by word of a particular paper, of a particular manuscript, or of a particular author. Okay, you would have to rephrase the whole text of that particular manuscript you took that information from. All right, so it's not that once you have cited, you are good to go. No, once you have cited, you have to paraphrase, okay, the whole context or the whole quote you have copied. Right, good. So let's say this is what you have, you've paraphrased everything already, right, and then you would have to cite. So the first one is that malaria is a major public health concern worldwide, particularly in low and middle income countries where transmission remains endemic. Okay, so you did not say this yourself, all right? So you have to cite appropriately. And so let's say with this particular citation, we had this paper. We got it from this paper, okay, from Emba Chooks. You got the paper, we got the information from Emba Chooks. All right. But before then, after you've integrated your Mendeley into your Word document, you should see it appearing on your references tab. Okay, here. You should see it appearing on your references tab. Okay. So here, when you click on it, you should see your Mendeley appearing here, right here, like this. So you'd have to click on it, and then you also login. So because I've already logged in onto Mendeley here and also here, once I open, it automatically populates it for me. Okay, so if you open yours and it's not already loaded, you would have to log in or sign in. All right, so I have my references, I have my IMBA here already, but then if I want to just narrow it down, I can go to my malaria collection and then I have all my citations here. Okay, all right, so I want to insert this citation here because it was IMBA whom I took that information from. So I click on IMBA and then I'll add insert citation 1. So we have it here. Right now, this is a kind of format for adding your citations. You can change it. Okay, so if you want to change your citation, you come here to the right side, click on citation settings, and then you change the citation style. The common ones we use usually are the APA style or the Vancouver style. Okay, if you want to add any other citation style, you can always search for it here. You can add it and then you can use that to cite. So I'm going to go with the common one, the APA. So I update it and then you can see here it has changed. Okay, so that's basically that. You go back to your references. So I went to a different paper. I read through that the disease is caused by protozoan parasites of the genus Plasmodium and is transmitted to humans through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. Right? I got this paper from another paper. I got this quote from another paper, sorry. So let's say I got it from this particular paper. So I click on it, I add my citation. Good. I come to the next one. Despite being prevailing preventable and treatable, malaria continues to cause significant morbidity and mortality, especially among vulnerable populations such as under 5 years of age and pregnant women. So let's say the first part of the statement. Okay, I got it from this particular paper. I add my citation, and then the next part of it, I got it from this same paper, okay, and a different paper. So let's say I got it from this person to the same idea. I got it from this paper too. All right, so I add these two citations like that. Okay, so we are done. So let's say we are done with our introduction. We've added our citations appropriately. You'd have to then add the reference, okay, or others call it bibliography. So let me use bibliography. So with Mendeley, you can come here, the 3 dots at the top, and then you insert your bibliography. Keep live updates. Don't switch to manual. Keep live updates. So once you click on continue, you should have your citations automatically added. One important or beautiful thing about referencing tools are such that even if you should change, okay, even if you should move this citation to a different part of your text and bring a new citation here, it will automatically revert or add the corrections. This will be the one you just added, will become your citation 1, and this one will be your citation 2, 3, 4, 5 accordingly. Okay, so basically that's how we cite. All right, automatically it helps you to point your case. So let's say you want to change it to let me use this one. I want to change the citation style to Vancouver. Okay, so let me search for Vancouver. Okay, so there's a Cardiff City, Vancouver, Cardiff University, Vancouver, and then Elsevier. So you go with this, update. So once I update, it changes the citation style. If you look at it properly, now the year is at the end, tail end, right? And then the citation also has changed, right? The in-text citation. Okay, so depending on the referencing style your school will use, it will change appropriately and accordingly. Okay, so let me change it back to the APA style. Then I update, and that's it. Okay, so this one right here, the bibliography, others call it external referencing, and then the ones we added in the text are called in-text or internal referencing. Okay, so that's for Mendeley, citing with Mendeley. Very brief. Let me move on to, okay, so let's say you'd want to delete a reference. It's very simple. So let me come here where we have the multiple texts, multiple references. Okay, so you put your cursor here, come back to your references, and then you can delete which one you want to delete. So if you want to delete this, you delete it, you save the changes, it will appropriately cite for you. Okay, so it's not really difficult to use referencing tools to help you. Okay, so basically that is that for Mendeley. Now let's switch to Endnote. So let me use the same thing here. Yes, let me use the same thing. So let me delete these ones, references. Okay, so let me remove all of these. Remove this. Let's go to Endnote. So it's a similar format for Endnote. Okay, so for Endnote, after integrating it with your Word document, okay, you should see it appearing on the tab here like this. So you can click on it and you have it popping up here. Alright, so with Endnote, let's say you go onto your Google Scholar, you download a paper. So let's use since 2022 so that we can get current papers. Okay, so let's use this. Okay, this paper is good. So with Endnote, what you do is you click on the cite here, and any citation you would want to, or any paper you would want to cite, you click on it like this, and then you can see Endnote appearing here. You click on Endnote. Okay, it downloads it for you up there. All right, and then you open it up. So once you open it here like this, it's being imported automatically into your Endnote. All right, there are many ways you can add your manuscripts to your Endnote. Okay, there's even one here. You view it, it will open a pop-up, you click on it, and then it will be imported into your Endnote library. All right, I like to use this one because it's easy to monitor. So you can use this. All right, so because I've downloaded this paper, or I've loaded it into my Endnote library, the name is Osafo, Trends of Malaria. I open my Endnote, and then I see the paper has been added automatically. The same thing in Mendeley can be replicated here. All right, so you can have many groups. So with this one, I haven't created any group here already. All right, so I'm going to create malaria, a malaria group, create group, and then I type malaria. Now there's another option for the groups. We have create smart group. Now when you create these groups, what it does is it will ask you for keywords. Okay, and then any paper you download, if it sees that keyword in there, to automatically populate it into your malaria group that you have in Endnote. Right? But then the only twist is sometimes the topic in question does not have the topic or the keyword malaria in there. All right, and so it's going to skip it. Okay, but then you know that that particular paper is very important to your study. All right, so that's the only downside of smart groups. Okay, so now that we have malaria here, and then I have my paper already downloaded, Osafo, right? It was Osafo. I just go to recently added, so I have Osafo. It downloaded twice, so you can send it to trash. You can send one to trash. Okay, so with this one that we have, you copy or you drag and drop in your malaria. It will still be added to all your references. Okay, but then it will now be added to your malaria group. Let's go in for two others, all right, so that we can do something with that. So we want this paper as well. We click on this Endnote, and then we click to add. Once it opens like this, it's been added. All right, so I go back again. I want to add let's say I want to add this one. All right, so I come here and then I go to Endnote, same format, it downloads. I click to add, it adds. I have two papers. I come to recently downloaded, I select all of them, I drag and drop malaria. It will not repeat what I've added already. So I have three papers in my malaria group. So now let's go and cite. So the same thing, if you want to cite, you click on it. With Endnote, you come to insert citation. Here, you click on insert citation. So we have Osafo. So here it is, Osafo. I add it, and I have Ampofo even here, but I don't want to cite Ampofo here. So I add here. And then I click on insert. With the insert, you would have the option to insert as author and here as we have it here. Okay, so you click on it like this, and then it cites for you. Okay, it cites for you like this. So it has the Osafo outside and then the year inside. You can equally change it. Okay, edit and manage. Come to edit and manage. Click on edit reference. We want to change it back to default, okay, where it will cite appropriately. And then again, if you want to remove any citation, as we did for Mendeley, you can always remove it here. Okay, all right, so we are done. We want it to cite automatically, so the Osafo and then the year are all in the brackets. Okay, all right, so we go on to the next one. We want to add what name was it again? Ampofo, right? Yeah, we have Ampofo here. We click on Ampofo, then we insert. That is that. So the initial one, I selected the author outside and then the year inside. It is important to know, I understand, or I am believing that you have been taught how to cite, okay, the nitty-gritties or the do's and don'ts about citation. Okay, so if you are referencing, okay, within a text like this that hasn't ended yet, right, that hasn't ended yet, you will need the citation to be in bracket. Or if it has ended like this, a full stop here, you will need a citation in bracket. But if you are starting, all right, if you are starting the text, so let's say according to a particular paper, so let's use Ampofo. According to Ampofo, you want to insert Ampofo's manuscript. We click on it, and what we do here is we then select the author and then the year, but then the author will be outside and then the year will be inside, like this. Okay, so that it reads according to Ampofo et al. 2022, comma, despite being, okay. So this is how you can also cite. So that's the importance of having the year in brackets and then the author outside and then having all of them in between. Okay, so you can cite it this way, and then you add the next citation. So what was it? The next one we downloaded was Kawaguchi. So Kawaguchi. Oh, sorry, Kawaguchi. So you have Kawaguchi here. You want to insert assets. So we insert it like that. Right? I believe you are following. And so I reiterate, if you are starting with the citation before your text, then probably might read according to, or it could read Ampofo et al. 2022 reported that despite being preventable and treatable. Okay, and so in this way you are not supposed to cite and have Ampofo and then the year all in brackets. Okay, you should have Ampofo outside, and you can do the same thing in Mendeley as well. Okay, it's not really difficult. You just select as we selected here. You just select and then change the citations, and then you'll be good to go. All right. One beautiful thing about Endnote is that anytime you add any citation, okay, automatically it populates it for you. Okay, so you see, we didn't have to add insert citation as we did for Mendeley, right? This automatically cites it for you, so you could name this as you want as references, okay, like that. If you should delete anything, if you should add any other referencing, any manuscript is going to do the same thing, automatically populate it for you. So if you also want to change the style for Endnote, you can still do it here. Okay, I have a number of them here. So if I go with this Vancouver and I click on it this way, it changes it. All right, good. And you can equally add another reference in here. So I go to insert, and then I want to add Ampofo to this one. So I'm adding any kind of reference. Okay, so let me add Ampofo. Good. So Ampofo is here. I insert. Okay, and I have it here automatically populated. So you don't have to really worry yourself doing any manual insertions. Okay, so I think this is how or what I would like to let you know about it. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do here. You can go with clean formatting. You can go with a number of things, all right? You can update your citations, convert your citations as plain text or formatted citations, convert citations to Word endnotes. All of these things are secondary. But then for you to understand how and know how to cite, this basically takes you through the whole citation process. I really wanted this video to be very short, but then I'm seeing that we are entering into the 31st minute. So in order not to make this any lengthier, I'll pause here, and then if you have any comment whatsoever, add it to the comment section, and then we would revert to you appropriately. So thank you very much, and then let's see you in the next video.